Alright, timestamp. It is September 12th, 2025, about 3:20 a.m. As you can tell, that's not me passing gas, that's Acorn. He would like to go outside, so we're going to do that. I'm much more trumpet tuba-like, That's woodwind. I'm brass section. Yes. Let's go. Yes. Yes, we're going. Yes. So impatient. So impatient. I just got out of the shower. That's right. I took a bath. Haven't even brushed my hair yet. Sat down. Checked my email. Said I'm going to do a recording. I haven't done one today. And then the whining started up. I said, okay, fine. Sorry about the darkness. Walking across the lanai carefully. As the frogs and the predators make noise in the background. I'm guessing about the predators, they've got those stealth suits, so I can't really tell. The frogs I can confirm. Almost full moon in the background there. It's hazy partially because of my camera and partially because it is partly cloudy. There's no rain on the charts, as it were, for the next day and a half, but we're cloudy because we are. Catching up on the news. Saw the footage of the alleged shooter climbing off the building. And I guess they're saying the building isn't 200 yards away, it's a lot closer than that. Everything I was seeing initially said 200 yards, and I'm thinking, okay, this is somebody who's trained, not necessarily ex-military, but somebody who is a practice shooter. It's a lot closer, that's not as hard a shot. I'm hearing 100 yards, 120 yards, 150, makes a big difference. By the pictures, kind of looks like a young pup. Still could be military though. Mid-20s, hard to say. Definitely looks like he had it planned. At the moment, he is the wind. And quite frankly, the two main guys running the FBI are podcasters. So, because quite frankly, there's almost no one as a department head anywhere that's really qualified for their job. Because that's how we roll. Got one of the heads of American wrestling running our education system. Rubio. I don't like him, but I'm amending my statement from earlier. I don't like him, but he's actually qualified. I'm going in. I don't know what you're doing, Scrappy. I'm hearing mosquitoes in my ear. We're on. You've already peed and done what you needed to, so. But yeah, I don't like his leaning, because I'm not a radical. I'm a progressive. progressive. I think that everyone equally has the right to be just as miserable as they can be without the government making it worse. You know, because of what color you are, who you like, you know. I think the government should butt out of that. Come on. Yeah, I went this way. And that's just who I am and what I am. But based on what you should or shouldn't be able to do, having your background experience and all that, Rubio is at least, yeah. He's probably the most qualified of the bunch. He doesn't have as much, like, world. I'm working on it. I'm so impatient. World diplomacy experiences I would prefer. There you go, bud. Yeah, I want it. He likes these a lot. They're kind of a chewy with like bacon kind of thing wrapped around it. They call it a triple flavor twist. Very exciting. But yeah, of the cast of characters, I would say he's at least qualified-ish. I think one of them, mosquitoes, I think one of them followed me in. Okay, Jinx, I'm trying to get laundry started. You can't just stand there. You gotta make a choice. There you go. We have their food, their kibble bowl on top of the dryer out here in the garage. Because dogs, for some reason, think that cat food tastes better than anything we could ever serve them. Personally, I think it's like Survivor. I think it's the dog team trying to sabotage the cat team. You know? So that during the next challenge, they're going to be a little bit behind, I guess. I think there's a competition going on there. Because to me, the kibble, it all kind of looks alike. Okay, let's go to large. My clothing. I did that laundry earlier, so I'm now free to do mine. Been kind of taking a page out of Pix's book today, doing 30-30s, or the equivalent thereof. Do a project, sit down, check some email, play a video game, get up, do a project, you know. Trying to work on the one brick thing. Something else that I saw in the news, I guess. Yeah, so the shooter is pretty much the wind right now. And there's a lawsuit going on because some top officials, the FBI, were apparently released from their jobs because they participated in investigations involving the orange guy. Because they did their jobs. Because when you're an investigator for a state or federal agency, you don't typically get to pick your assignments. You can opt out of an assignment if you've got extreme biases or something like that that are going to muddy the waters. But they did the assignments they were handed, and they're being punished for it. for one, I'm shocked. Shocked, I say. So they're filing a lawsuit of some sort. It's the appropriate legal response to what seems to be an illegal act. And again, I'm shocked. Luckily, I was sitting down. And on the conspiracy front, I guess the orange guy was at an event this morning for 9/11, and he was sitting in a chair next to Melania. It was good of her to show up. And the side of his face was kind of droopy. Now, Jinx, you gotta shoot at the asteroids. He's gonna start the game and walk away. Oh boy, now you're in trouble. Yeah. Jinx is not very good at blasteroids. He's not very good. I mean, he keeps trying, which, that's how you get better at games, you know. And I haven't seen him get off the first board yet, though, and he's been at it for weeks. It's not good, but yeah, no, the orange guy, real droopy on the one side. Yeah, see, he didn't last long. I can speak with not necessarily authority, but a little bit of experience here. Both my parents had 2 strokes in 2023. And actually, my mom might have had a third. My dad might have had a third that we're just not sure about. We haven't been able to confirm, and we never will. The droopy thing, that sure looks like after effects from a stroke, which has gotten my mind spinning on the idea of, I don't know if you remember a few days ago, a week ago, everybody hadn't seen Trump in days, and they're like, Trump is dead, blah, blah, blah. I think he had a stroke. His speech is a little weird, like yesterday and today too. I think he had a stroke, and that's why they were kind of hiding him. Because the pictures that I was seeing, it's real hard to even relaxing, it's real hard to make your mouth do that. And you kind of consciously have to make yourself do that. You don't typically casually just sitting there listening to someone speak and one side of your face goes, that's just, it's not a normal muscular response. So I think he had a stroke. I don't want to be, TMZ or anything like that, but I think he had a stroke. And they're trying to keep it on the down low. Because he's the invincible savior of the universe. And strokes are for the weak, And 79-year-old men in his kind of fantastic physical shape can't possibly have strokes. My dad was 82 when he had his, and he's still around, but at that time he was very physically active. He wasn't getting things done, but he was getting nothing done at high speed. I don't know how else to put it. Because he was spending all of his time replacing locks and wandering the house, wondering who took his drill. True story. But yeah, based on what I saw like video and or stills. I think he had a stroke. Now I don't. If he does die in the next weeks, months, whatever, they might come out and admit it. But right now, I don't expect that they're going to be very forthcoming. They tend to like not telling us everything. Some stuff I get, you know, because we do have to have some national secrets. We do have to have some things that we don't talk about publicly, like names of agents and spies, as an example. That probably shouldn't be mentioned on a microphone. Apparently, somebody recently let a name slip of someone who was doing things on the down low for us in a foreign country. Oops. Y'all never watched Burn Notice, huh? Got one of my packages today. I know what this is. And I primarily got it for one of the two that are in here. And I'm happy about it, as long as they look good. They looked okay in the picture. Now this was a speed pack from China. You'll see this on eBay sometimes, speed pack, located in China, whatever. Sometimes they're legit and sometimes they're knockoffs. So I am concerned at it. Have my screwdriver on standby just in case. That's actually topical. You'll understand this. Now he's playing Zybots. He's really bad at Zybots. The joystick is tricky though because it swivels. Well, you have to like turn it, but you can directionally turn your character 90 degrees. That's how you move around in the maze. Which is pretty cool. I'd never seen... I still don't know if there are any other video games that have a joystick like that. What did you do? Oh, you're playing two-player? Master one before you try two. That's a very tricky thing. I wouldn't try it. Yeah, one of your guys is dying. It's coming. There we go. The soundbite though. If you're a Gauntlet player, think about that death sound. Because Zybots was originally going to be a Gauntlet 3. I think I mentioned that before. I didn't know that either. I looked it up. Because I thought for sure it was like the person that designed Berserk and Frenzy went, what if I do like a 3D maze version of Berserk? But it was actually the designer who made Gauntlet and Gauntlet 2 and was trying to do a 3D Gauntlet 3. They didn't like his ideas, so he turned to sci-fi instead. I think the sound bites, I think they kept some of the same sound bites from like Gauntlet and Gauntlet 2. It's got a real similar sound style. I hear in color. Alright, so this one I already have. I'll pull her out and everything so we can look at her together. sounds kind of pervy, right? What an amazing character, but I already have this figure. I have her in a different outfit too. I have two different Missies. It looks pretty good. So obviously Luke's not in package. I want to say she comes with an umbrella normally. That arm is kind of funky. Weird. 2014. See, I don't know if they're knockoffs or if they're the real thing. I'm not sure how China does this, because they look pretty good. They look real good, actually. Because I have a bunch that I know are, authentic, legit. At some point, I'm going to be moving them. I've got them in like plastic coffee canisters right now. I'm going to be moving them into some of the clear plastic totes, the like oversized shoebox style. That arm is really odd. I'll have to look at my other one and see if it's the same. It looks almost loose-ish on the like bicep area. It's kind of weird the way the connection is there. I mean, that's so that you can, right this way, doctor. Pretty cool. Pretty cool doing that. Spoiler alert from 10 years ago, but the master turned up female in one of her incarnations, and she was kind of nicknamed Missy because she was the mistress. And no, I don't know the actress's name. Diabolically good. She later was in the Sabrina, The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. She plays bad so good. She's really, and I apologize, I don't know her name. I know her name, I just can't think of it. But yeah, no, Missy is just such a great character. Really, and it was neat that they did that, because they'd always said that regeneration, you can come back either gender, and for them to kind of do that with a main character, and that was before we got Jodie Whittaker. It was like, whoa, oh. This is why I ordered it. It was basically a lot of two, because this I didn't have. She looks good. She's got all the right minting. If you can see on the feet, she's got all the right licensing. But I mean, if they're doing really good knockoffs, they're going to copy that with their mold too. But this is a she just like whipped into the screen. This is a Romana 1, played by Mary Tam. They paired Tom Baker up with another Time Lord named Romana for the Key to Time series. She was his assistant in trying to locate the Key to Time. It was a hidden artifact divided into 6 pieces, spread throughout the universe. And whoever has it can actually basically command the universe. So the White Guardian contracted the Doctor to find the pieces, and gave him an assistant who was also Gallifreyan named Romana. And she's called by fans and whatnot Romana 1 because she actually regenerates in the series and this is a weird twist, because she basically goes through about 6 or 7 different choices and presents the choices to Tom Baker's doctor to say, what about this regeneration? Do you like this one? No? Okay. Goes back in the dressing room, so to speak, comes out in a different body. What about this one? Which, how does she have that much control over her regeneration and the doctor doesn't? It's kind of a weird, I don't know if they ever really retconned that concept. She was trying on all kinds of new bodies. And she finally decided on, and I don't have the figure for this one either. That's one of the things on my list to amend. She became Romana 2, as far as fans were concerned, played by Lalla Ward, who I think Tom Baker married. I don't think it lasted long. I think I looked that up and it didn't last long, which is sad. They kind of a cute couple on screen at least. But another kind of major character, Gallifreyan, we got to see, go through 2 incarnations at least. Figure-wise, the articulation's pretty good. Doesn't have a shoulder pivot. Whereas that one does. Earlier, is that why? I didn't know when you came out. I'm not being a perv. I'm checking for dates and mint marks and stuff. And I'm looking up her skirt. That Marcus Wolfking's a dirty man. No. No, I mean, it's got the license by BBC, Worldwide Limited, BBC. That's the only minting I'm seeing, though. Figure-wise, she looks pretty good. But I'm trying to get important characters and whatnot. So I now have a Romana 1, which is good. I need a Romana 2. There's a few other characters that I'm on the lookout for. Figure-wise, facially, she looks pretty good. Pretty good mold on that. I want to say she was only in the Key to Time series. I think they regenerated Romana right after. It was a six parts to the Key of Time, 6-episode arc. And again, episode, I mean like the 2-hour. It's so complicated because there's 4 parts in an episode, but some people would consider a part an episode. But yeah, she was in 6 of the 2-hour. It's the Rebos operation, the Stones of Blood, Androids of Tara. She was neat. And one of the neat things about her as a character is she didn't put up with the Doctor's BS. Fired right back at him when he was being that guy. So let's be honest, the Doctor can be a little, I'm the smartest guy in the room, everybody else shut up, Also a Time Lord, more than happy to go, you know what? No. I respect that. But yeah, gonna get back on my chores. I just wanted to check in because I hadn't. Feel pretty good. Shower. It was nice to have a shower. Water still not backing up. It's almost like the plumbing and septic system is working correctly now after all these years. Apparently all you had to do was do something. So yeah. Getting hungry too. Might make some fish. I don't know. Sounds pretty good. In the meantime, though, I'm having coffee. Bugs Bunny's playing some baseball. This is one of the Looney Tunes sports mugs. Kind of older style Bugs. Yeah, maybe not. with some Harry & David vanilla cream brulee. I love this stuff. One breath. Something else I wanted to mention. I pulled this out. Heard a quote yesterday, and I'm actually surprised that I don't think I've ever heard the quote before. I've got a book, actually, just a composition book. I set this up several years ago. On the cover I wrote quotes and wisdom. And anytime I hear a quote that I think is profound, amazing, thought-provoking, any of that, I'll write it down. And I, credit whoever said it, etc. And this is why, in the argument about me getting a couple arcade games, my wife is like, You have two lives. The second one begins when you realize you only have one. It's credited to Confucius. I wasn't there, so I don't know if he's the one that said it, but he's the one that's been given credit for it historically. And that's where I am. That's where I am. With the COPD diagnosis and watching my mom go through what my mom went through, watching my dad currently go through what he's going through. I'm going to make sure that all the bills are paid. I'm going to make sure that my kids, as long as they don't adjust what I set up for them in the future, I'm going to make sure that they're okay. But in the meantime, I'm tired of just surviving. I want to thrive. I want to live. In every way that you can look at that. Do I have a 2-year chore of going through the muck and the mire here? Yes, I do. Which I don't really appreciate. But in the meantime, I'm willing to work hard, but I'm going to play just as hard my way. If I can afford to do it, I will. I'm not going out and getting a shiny red sports car. It's not who I am. That's not... And this isn't even a midlife crisis, exactly. This is me realizing I only have one. Maybe that's what midlife crisis is. I don't know. But, and I'm still not AI, by the way. I've got a friend that keeps harassing me about that. But I want to have and or do what I want to have and or do within reason. So I just thought that quote was kind of amazing. I thought I'd share it with you. There's another, and I've got pages and pages of where I've written stuff down. This one I absolutely love too. And I think it's topical with some of the political meme going on right now. Some people are going to leave a mark on this world, while others will leave a stain. Eleanor Roosevelt. Snarky, right? I expect she was amazing. Anyway, I'm going to call it here. And I'm going to do some video game stuff, and then I'm going to finish up those boxes. I'm almost done with the debris in the kitchen, which makes me happy. And I'm going to try and make my day a great day, and I would like it if you make it a great day.